and welcome to the Museum of Flight here in Seattle. I'm Paul Sylvia of King TV. The Seafair Festival has been an annual event in the Northwest for over 70 years. Since the festival was canceled this year, we decided to put together a virtual air show special for you to get you ready for the next time the festival is held live. With that, let's bring in my co-host for the show, Shelley Hart.
Thanks, Paul. Hey, it's Shelley Hart with Warm 106.9. Now, when I say the word Seafair, I know it triggers a memory, doesn't it? Probably several. But did you know that Seafair was created to celebrate the Seattle Centennial, to attract tourists, and boast Seattle's claim to be the boating capital of the world? Well, now we've got parades and boat races and community events, all which are very much a part of Seafair today. Seafair is all about connecting community, just as it was over 70 years ago. For over 50 years, the U.S. Navy Jet Demonstration Squadron, the Blue Angels, have been flying over the Puget Sound as part of the Boeing Seafair Air Show.
2021 marks the 75th anniversary of the Blue Angels. It started in 1946 when Admiral Chester Nimitz had the idea to create a flight exhibition team to promote naval aviation. 9 different aircraft have served as the demonstration planes flown by the Blue Angels, starting with the single-engine Grumman F-6F Hellcat, followed in 1949 with the F-8F Bearcat. Grumman also manufactured the next 4 aircraft used by the Blue Angels, starting with the first jet used by the team, the F-9 F-2 Panther. Other Grummans flown by the Blues were the F-9 F-8 Cougar and the F-11 F-1 Tiger. The next 2 Blue Angels aircraft, the F-4J Phantom II and the A-4F Skyhawk II, were made by McDonnell Douglas. And for the team's 40th anniversary in 1986, the Boeing Company FA-18 Hornet was introduced and has been flown until this year, when the Boeing FA-18 Super Hornet became the team's signature aircraft.
A combination of Navy and Marine Corps officers make up the 6 Blue Angel pilots that perform flight demonstrations. Each demonstration starts with a carefully planned pre-flight routine or walk-down as the pilots approach their aircraft and are saluted by crew chiefs. Flying Blue Angel number 1, the commanding officer and the flight leader from Fargo, North Dakota, Navy Commander Brian Kesselring. Flying Blue Angel number 2, the right wing, Navy Lieutenant Commander James Haley of Canadian, Texas. Flying Blue Angel number 3, the left wing, is Marine Corps Major Frank Zastopil of Kingwood, Texas. Flying Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot, is Navy Lieutenant Commander James Cox of Chesapeake, Virginia. Flying Blue Angel number 5, the lead solo, is Navy Commander Ben Walborn of Reading, Pennsylvania. And Blue Angel number 6, the opposing solo, is Navy Lieutenant Commander Kerry Rickoff of Atlanta, Georgia.
With the FA-18 Hornet and now Super Hornet, the Blue Angels have flown aircraft manufactured by the Boeing Company for over 35 years. And joining us now is Lance Ball, the Everett Site Operations Executive. And Lance, tell us about Boeing and the footprint it has on the Pacific Northwest.
Well, Paul, the first thing you notice when you walk into the Everett factory is it's massive. And it's a lively factory where we build the 747, the Queen of the Sky, the 767, the KC-46 tanker, and the 777 airplane. You know, our footprint expands beyond Everett. We have employees that are in Auburn, Renton, Seattle, but Washington State has the highest population of employees compared to any other Boeing site. And we continue to innovate. We're designing the 777X and the 737-10 as well. And our employees are so proud to be part of the Puget Sound community and supporters of Seafair and all the great things that Washington State has to offer, including sporting events, theater, culture, and much more.
Well, you have to tell me about the largest building on the planet. I mean, you guys, I understand, has its own atmosphere.
It does. It's like running a city. I mean, we have our own restaurants, you know, all of the amenities that our employees need to remain comfortable. Yeah, it's a great location.
Yeah. And Lance, we know Boeing and Seafair have been basically synonymous from the start. Tell us about Boeing's commitment to Seafair.
Well, it's everything to us. The relationship and the partnership goes back over 70 years. And our employees that work in this community and live in the community embrace Seafair. And we love it and they love it, and it's a part of who we are, and we're honored to be part of the Seafair family.
Lance, Seafair has had generations of fans. What has Seafair meant to this region?
Well, it's about community, and it's about bringing people together. And I remember as a young boy watching the hydros and watching the air show from the shores of Lake Washington and attending the Torchlight Parade. And fast forward, I now attend all those same events with my family. And so it's about community, it's about bringing people together. And you know, the last couple years with the pandemic, it's been tough, but we continue to find ways to support Seafair with all the virtual events that are possible to us. And I'm confident next year that we'll be all standing on the shores of Lake Washington again, watching the hydros and watching the blues together as a community.
Boeing aircraft are being flown all over the world, whether it's commercial use, military use, and it kind of speaks to the trust that people have in the Boeing company. Talk to me about Boeing's commitment to excellence.
At Boeing, we are united by a shared commitment to our values, which serve as the guiding principles for all we do. And we know that our customers, both in commercial and in the military, depend on us. And our values start with a deep commitment to safety, quality, and integrity. And that really means looking for ways to continuously improve, making safety our top priority, striving for first-pass quality, and really holding ourselves accountable to the highest standards.
Lance, the Blue Angels have been flying Boeing jets for decades. Talk to me about the strong partnership that Boeing has with the Blue Angels.
Yeah, well, Paul, we are tremendously proud of our long history with the Blue Angels, and they represent the pride of a nation. And they have a no-fail mission that Boeing is uniquely capable of supporting. And we're just honored that the U.S. Navy trusts Boeing to do highly complex modification work that enables the Blue Angels to perform with excellence and precision every time.
And as we wrap it up, Lance, is there anything you want to add?
Yes, even in a pandemic, I'm so proud our community continues to find ways to come together, and Boeing is honored to support Seafair and be a part of this important Seattle tradition. And thanks for having me today.
And thank you, Lance. We appreciate you coming by. All right, we've talked about the FA-18 Super Hornet, which is the current jet flown by the Blue Angels. But what about the previous Hornet? What is the difference between the two jets? We'll show you that difference when we come back.
A special thank you to our partners, Alaska Airlines, Boeing, Home Street Bank.
The Super Hornet, also referred to as the Rhino, was developed to replace the F-14 Tomcat, the main aircraft in the movie Top Gun. And while the Super Hornet is new to the Blue Angels, it's been in service for 20 years.
The Super Hornet is a much different aircraft than the original Hornet the Angels have been flying for the last 37 years. The Super Hornet is 20% larger. It's heavier, more powerful, and has a greater fuel capacity than its predecessor. And other than its size and weight, the Super Hornet is identifiable by the rectangular air intakes on either side of the fuselage. In combat, launching from a runway or a carrier deck, the Super Hornet provides air superiority, fighter escort, reconnaissance, close air support, air defense suppression, and day or night precision strikes.
The Super Hornets, flown by the Blue Angels, start out combat ready, but are specifically modified to fly air show demonstrations. To understand what makes a Super Hornet a Blue Angel Super Hornet, Blue Angel number 6, Kerry Rickoff, the opposing solo, gave us a walk-around tour of his aircraft.
So what we have here is an F-18 Echo Super Hornet. And the first thing you might notice about that is it's blue. So that's our first main difference between a fleet Super Hornet and our Super Hornet. Other than that, on the exterior for the nose, everything's the exact same. Biggest difference right behind this panel, on a fleet jet where there would normally be our 6-barrel Gatling gun, this is our smoke tank. So we have a 100-gallon smoke tank, which pumps out a paraffin-based oil, and that's what makes the white smoke come out the tail as the pilot actuates that switch in the cockpit. Other than that, everything the exact same from the nose back. Still have our launch bar here for carrier aviation if it were to take off a catapult. As you see here on a fleet, our standard AOA indexers, which show the LSO, whether the aircraft is fast, slow, or on speed as they make those carrier approaches. And then again, as we move towards the back, the holdback fitting that would use our launch bar holdback, again, for carrier ops. First thing here you may see that's different from the Hornet is this holdback arm of the landing gear is much bigger than the Hornet was. And that's just for the overall size of the Super Hornet. So as we go around this jet, you may notice a couple features that are just overall larger, and that's the reasoning for that. The second key feature for the Super Hornet versus the Hornet are going to be the air intakes. As you see here on the Super Hornet, it's these big diamond intakes versus these circular intakes of the Hornet. And that's one of the easiest ways to recognize the two jets apart. Other than size, is going to be those air intakes as we come down here. I mentioned it earlier, again, this is the leading edge extension. So basically a extension of the wing coming forward of the wing line towards the cockpit, and that's larger than the Hornet as well, which gives us a better surface area and some increased lift in certain regimes of flight. And then another difference for the Hornet versus Super Hornet, obviously the beefy landing gear of the Super Hornet is just a little bit bigger than the Legacy Hornet, but overall same structure and same configuration. Another physical feature that people may pick out between the Hornet and the Super Hornet is this dog tooth wing. So the Hornet had a straight wing from the wing tip down to the wing root, whereas we get this little dog tip for aerodynamic efficiency. All right, moving around the wing here. This is one of the stations where for a fleet jet, you could put a air-to-air missile or a pod that could give telemetry data back to the ground as they're flying around. And then same thing, under the wing, on a fleet jet, you could have pylons to hold other air-to-surface or air-to-air weapons or fuel tanks. But obviously none of that on the blue jets that we fly. Coming around the backside, all the options back here are very similar to what the Hornet had, just larger in size. You'll probably notice, especially these horizontal and vertical stabilators are much larger on the Super Hornet, and that's just with the overall size increase of the aircraft. They're beefed up as well to help the controllability and the slow speed handling you'll see in the air. Come around to the aft end of the aircraft. Again, the exhaust nozzles of our F404 engines put out a good bit of thrust, so that really helps the Super Hornet out. And then again, just like the Hornet had, you'll see the little exhaust nozzle there, and that's for the smoke oil to come out. It gets burned up by the engine, and that produces the white smoke that you'll see during the show. And then again, just as every fleet Hornet, Super Hornet would have, there's our arresting hook for carrier operations or for short field arrestments if we had to make them here for safety. Other than that, the other half of the aircraft is the exact same as far as Super Hornet aviation or Super Hornet jet. It's identical to a fleet Hornet and Rhino you would see. Just has a little bit bluer paint job than normal.
You know, it takes a naval aviator years to gain the experience just to sit in the cockpit of a Super Hornet. But we're going to shorten that for you. Yeah, right now as we take you into the Super Hornet's front office. Okay, cockpit.
All right, now we are inside the F/A-18 Super Hornet, and this is an Echo model, so a single seat. And for the most part, almost everything in this cockpit is exactly as you would see it in the Fleet Squadron. The only additions and subtractions are we have a little, we call it the noodle here on our flap switch, so that we quicker and easier move that if we need to. You'll notice here on the left side, there's the smoke pressure switch arming button, as well as a light. So with the pressure of this button will activate the smoke pressure system, and then with an actuation on the throttle stick or throttle control lever there, the light next to it will illuminate, showing us that the smoke is coming out of the jet. Next to this are our inverted fuel pumps. So another modification to the Blue Angel jet is that we have upgraded internal inverted fuel pumps, and those are activated by this red guard switch right here, and then these series of lights over here are indications to the pilot that the pumps are working or not working as they may be. Another thing we have here is the stopwatch. One of the things that we use in the Blue Angels for the solos especially is we'll use a timing pattern to help Blue Angel 5 and 6 get the center point on time at the same time. And that is really what the stopwatch comes in handy for. Lastly, the biggest modification inside the cockpit, which a lot of people have heard about, is the spring. And so you can see the spring down here without green handle simply comes off of the rail, attaches to the stick. So now the stick is being pulled forward with about 40 pounds of pressure, and that is why Blue Angels don't fly with G-suits. As you can see here, my right arm rests heavily on my leg to support the 40-pound spring, and that is where the G-suit would inhibit any sort of movement that we may have. And then again, if you want to take it off, just releases and then sticks back to the bulkhead there. Other than that, everything you see here as far as screen switches, knobs, dials is the exact same as you would see in a Fleet Hornet, with the modification of the gear here as our crew chief will go into later.
Before the pilots fly the Super Hornets, they have to wear special flight gear and helmets. We'll show you that flight gear they wear in the cockpit when we come back.
Welcome back, and oh, wouldn't it be something to become a Blue Angel, and maybe as one of our young viewers? This show is inspiring you. We hope so. Every pilot, regardless of what they're flying, goes through a detailed pre-flight procedure. Now, when the Blue Angels go through their pre-flight, special harnesses and custom-fit helmets are included. Here's the crew chief for Blue Angel number 6, Billy Mastorio.
The gear we have here is identical to the same gear that the pilots were in the fleet. Prior to the pilot getting an aircraft, us as crew chiefs here at the Blue Angel will put the gear inside the jet, so when the pilot comes up in the jet, it's all ready to go for him. You see here we have the horse collar and the main gear. This is a oxygen regulator and where we hooked up for communications. These straps right here will go up around his legs and clip onto here. And once that happens, the pilot is hooked into the aircraft and ready to fly. The parachute is actually attached to the ejection seat. So this is not the actual parachute, this is just the gear required to strap him into the jet so he can fly safely. Well, there really is no seatbelt in the F-18. The pilot uses this to stay connected to the aircraft, and as a crew chief, I'm responsible for making sure that all the connections are tight and secure prior to him taking off. All right, so the main difference between a Blue Angel helmet and a fleet helmet is obviously the color. We have our Blue Angel logo on the front, retractable visor. Here's his communications mic and boom. This is where the communications hooks into his harness. And for added bonus, we got a pilot's call sign on the back.
When the Blue Angels fly, they are within 18 inches of wingtip to canopy. That is remarkable when you think about it. It's also what makes them one of the most precise formation flying teams in history. That precision starts on the ground as the Blue Angels execute their pre-flight walkdown routine. Seafair fans, however, don't get to see the walkdown since it occurs at Boeing Field. There, the maintenance crews finish their inspections and the pilots walk in a line abreast to their planes. One by one, they turn from the line, salute their crew chief, and prepare for the flight. Once the canopies are closed, the ground crew goes through their final checks.
So if I made it out to this point, that means I had already pre-flighted the jet, walked all around it, made sure the landing gear pins was out, made sure the intake covers were off. I did a full walk around the jet to make sure that everything is in the configuration it needs to be in for the pilot to fly the jet safely. During every Blue Angel performance, you'll see a crew chief out in front, and then behind the jet to the left and right is a first and second mech, we call it. And he or she is essentially a safety observer. So if I'm out here at parade rest, the pilot gives me, he usually goes like this too. I'll throw out a two-hand signal, and the mech behind the jet will look at the engine and watch it start up for smoke or anything like that. After that, the pilot will give me one, and then I'll say engine one. Boss will start the flight controls checks, and I'll be watching all of my show glasses on, and I'll be watching down the line, so we perform this in perfect sequence. So I'll be watching the number 5 crew chief, and as soon as it comes down in sequence, I'll come to attention, flight controls, flaps, down, flight controls, bit, flaps close, down, and then we'll send it back. So starting with number 6, good, bit, open, and then flaps to half. That's the one new for this one, and then back down. And once the flaps settle, we'll both look at number 3 crew chief. And at that time, he's gonna have his thumbs out, and he's a primary safety observer. So he'll scan the entire area, and once he's good, he'll go like this. And then at that point, we'll go like this, and then back to parade rest in perfect sequence with all 6 crew chiefs. At that point, front man will give a series of hand signals to send the mechs to pull the chocks, and then clear the intakes, and then march out to the front. And at which point, he or she will give another hand signal, and all the mechs will run off with the chocks. Next up after that, all 6 jets will smoke in unison. So we'll go like this, and then back around, and then we'll both look at the number 3 crew chief again. At that point, he does another scan, to make sure all the chalks are removed. There's no more people, there's no more anything out, everything's ready to go. And he'll send it again. Then me down here at number 6, we'll send it to front man. We'll salute the pilot, and then we'll turn and run off left to right, whichever way we're facing. And then we'll line up, and what's called 3 ranks. Every time we do launch, we go back, we talk about what we did right, what we did wrong, if we were in sync. The goal is to have all 6 crew chiefs in sync. As you're new when you come here, you don't know any of this. So we go through a rigorous training process starting in around October through December. And then we go out to El Centro from January to March. We fly up to 5 times a day. So we get not only 5 launches and recoveries a day, but in between that, we are practicing constantly. It's very important that we look good on the ground as well as the pilots look good in the air.
In numerical order, the planes leave their parking spots to prepare for flights. As they go through their final in-cockpit pre-flight checklists, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, the Blue Angels take to the sky.
Welcome back. We're with Matt Kaslick, former executive officer with the Blue Angels. So Matt, tell me about the first time that you flew in a Blue Angels jet.
Well, that would have been October of 2016. We were in Baltimore, and I was a brand new khaki newbie. I'd been on the team maybe 2 months, and it was more of an orientation flight. And I flew with Matt Siderhood, whose plane is actually outside the Museum of Flight here in Seattle, and flew right over Fort McHenry, and it was phenomenal. It was just a great experience to be that close to the Delta and be a part of the team. It was great.
Speaking of team, so what is the training like to become a member of the team?
Well, it is a full immersion into the Blue Angel culture. And in early September, the new team that will take over in November, just 2 months later, joins up, and they just follow the team's every move. So they go on all the shows, they follow whatever pilot or support officer that they're going to fill in behind, and they learn the whole trade of being a Blue Angel. And shortly after the season is over, the old team members leave and the new team members zip up the blue suit, and it's that defined on who now has the role. Every year there's 3 pilots that come back for the next season. So there's that corporate knowledge. So those pilots will train the new pilots. So for example, a second-year boss will train the right wing, which is the new number 2, first-year number 2. Number 3 is a brand new number 3 every year that is trained by number 4. So 3 becomes 4 in that second year. So 4 is working with 3. And then the vice versa. If it's a new first-year boss, the number 2 pilots on the second year will train the new boss. And then 5 was a previous 6 on opposing solo, is now the lead solo. So there's that interchange within the Delta itself, so that when we show up in El Centro early January, that is an intense crucible training where they spend 10 weeks, sometimes up to 6 days a week flying, and up to maybe 5 times on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 2 times each on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And as they slowly build the team, they start introducing more maneuvers, they start tightening the sets, the solos start perfecting those crossing maneuvers, and the goal is to be ready to go with like about 120 practices before the first show, which is right there typically in El Centro, California. And then it's off to the races, mid-March to mid-November, and start it all over again.
So what is the most memorable part about being a Blue Angel?
Oh, most memorable, there's so many memories. For me, from a professional development side, the class of sailor and Marine we get on the team, to watch them grow, jump right in and just get after it. I think on a personal level, it was nice to have my last flight ever in the Navy with the Blue Angels before I retired, and that is bittersweet, and I will hold close for the rest of my life.
Did you ever get a chance to buzz the Space Needle while you were here?
I did not. I wish I did. I was on the log boom out there controlling them from the airspace, but I've seen plenty of pictures and really wish I had that opportunity to do that. But
what do you think Seafair means to the Northwest?
In short, to me, I know it's in the summer in August, but it is Seattle's spring break. That is the energy that I feel, because it's a finite period of time where the weather's great, the views are majestic, and it is very synonymous with the city. You think of Seattle, you think of Seafair, the Blue Angels. It is just an iconic time to be here in Seattle, to have the Blues be a part of it. I definitely am going to miss it this year. So.
Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to that 7-year-old self, that you at that first air show?
Well, I'd say definitely keep the grades up in school, be active in team sports, be a leader, and have that whole person concept. Because if you want something, go after it. If you want to be part of something bigger than yourself, you could be a part of it. And it was ironic that sometimes in life, you might not get that first shot. I applied for the team in 2006, didn't make it. 10 years later, in 2016, I made it. So there's always hope, and if you have a dream, follow it. The team is a national treasure to this country, and it's a national treasure to the city. And to be able to experience and show that appreciation for those, you know, on the front lines, that it shows it's not just the Navy's team or Marine Corps' team or the military's team, it's our nation's team. And when there's trying times, the team is willing to step in wherever they can. One thing I'd like to say, you know, is what's unique about the team is, yes, the nice, shiny blue and gold jets, but it is the personnel on that team and how everybody comes from different backgrounds. Obviously, in the military, you come from, you know, inner city or out in the country or just these different lifestyles, and they all come together to be on one team, and how they all meld together and carry out that culture. And it is just amazing to watch, and it was awesome to be a part of. And look forward to seeing another 75 years of the Blue Angels as they celebrate their 75th this year.
Thanks, Matt. So if ever given the opportunity to fly with the Blue Angels like I was given, you're going to fly with number 7, who is the advanced pilot and narrator of the Blue Angels performance, Navy Lieutenant Julius Bratton.
Very shortly, Commander Kessering will call for the 4 Diamond pilots to take fingertip formation. In this formation, Blue Angel number 4, the slot pilot, will be positioned outboard of Blue Angel number 2 on the right wing. From there, they'll initiate their takeoff roll, transition to the Diamond on liftoff, and commence the Diamond burner go on takeoff. As the Diamond clears the flight line, the 2 solo pilots begin their takeoff maneuvers. In a dynamic display of the thrust produced by these General Electric engines, Commander Walborn will roll Blue Angel number 5 360 degrees immediately after takeoff with the landing gear still extended. Simultaneously, Lieutenant Commander Benson will execute a precise low transition, pull the nose straight up, and complete the maneuver with a half loop, also known as an Immelman, as he exits the flight line inverted to the right. Smoke on. Off brakes now, burners are ready now, and the Blue Angel Diamond is rolling. As they pass before you, you'll notice that the smoke is no longer visible while the engines are in afterburner. Calls for the deselection of afterburner by the 4 Diamond pilots. To the right, Commander Kessering executes a reversal turn, bringing the formation back towards the flight line. Very shortly, all 4 pilots will be approaching for the first of the Diamond maneuvers. Blue Angel number 5 will complete the dirty roll on takeoff, while Blue Angel number 6 executes a precise low transition and pitches up vertically at 6 times the force of gravity. momentarily be making its approach from the right. In relatively slow speed flight, they'll give you an opportunity to get a close look at the precision flying that produces the 18-inch wingtip to canopy separation between these four aircraft. From the right, the Blue Angel Diamond. Or ballistic flight, similar to that experienced by astronauts in space, will now be felt by the two solo pilots. Approaching center point, Commander Walborn and Lieutenant Commander Benson will roll their aircraft to 90 degrees angle of bank and push forward on the stick as they perform the opposing knife edge pass. From the right, at 400 miles per hour, the Diamond Roll. All four aircraft flying as one in this graceful 360-degree rolling maneuver. Will next demonstrate the inverted flight capability of the F-18. Approaching inverted from the left and right, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees, crossing over center point. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing inverted to inverted roll. Approaching center point, on Commander Kesselring's command, all four pilots will simultaneously roll their aircraft 360 degrees as they perform the Diamond Aileron Roll. Here's Commander Kessling.
That was spectacular, and that's only half the air show. We'll be right back with the other half for you.
Welcome back to the Museum of Flight. You've seen the first part of the Blue Angels flight demonstration. Now, let's get back to Lieutenant Julius Bratton for the second half of the show.
Commander Walborn is approaching to demonstrate the maximum performance turn radius of the F-18. He'll execute a 7.5 G afterburning turn and exit the flight line vertically, showcasing the Super Hornet's turbo nose load capability. Approach. Once again, you should notice two significant modifications. While the wingman, Lieutenant Commander Haley and Major Zastapil, maintain minimum wingtip to canopy separation, the flight leader and slot pilot are both in the inverted position. From the right, the Blue Angel Double Farvel. Blue Angels 5 and 6 are converging on center point to demonstrate the rapid roll rate of the F-18's fly-by-wire flight control system. Crossing center point, they'll complete 2 consecutive rolls, totaling 720 degrees with a combined closure rate of over 800 miles per hour. The opposing horizontal rolls. cruising at 400 miles per hour. The Blue Angel, left echelon flat pass. Observe as the three wingmen smoothly shift back into the Blue Angel Diamond. Now that Blue Angels 5 and 6 have your attention, you have seen firsthand the ability of a tactical aircraft at high speed to sneak into a target area virtually undetected. Lieutenant Commander Benson will complete the maneuver with a series of vertical rolls. You have seen several flight profiles of the F-18. The two solo pilots will next demonstrate precision roll rate control. Approaching center point, they will roll their aircraft 360 degrees, pausing after each 90 degrees of rotation, crossing center point in the inverted position. Ladies and gentlemen, the opposing 4-point hesitation roll. Is rolling out the diamond formation for another dynamic maneuver, the low brake cross. Approaching center point, each pilot will perform an individual brake turn and exit the flight line in a separate direction. Each aircraft accelerates to 500 miles per hour. They'll perform a reversal turn back towards the flight line. You should be able to follow their individual smoke trails as all four aircraft converge on center point with maximum closure and minimum separation. Commander Walborn and Lieutenant Commander Benson are approaching to demonstrate the slow speed handling characteristics of the Super Hornet in the clean configuration. They'll pass before you, virtually standing Blue Angels 5 and 6 on their tails. At less than 120 miles per hour, the fly-by-wire flight controls provide the slow speed handling that sets the Super Hornet apart in the air-to-air combat arena. Ladies and gentlemen, the section High Alpha Pass. The next portion of our flight demonstration will showcase all 6 aircraft flying together in formation. The Blue Angel Delta has been our signature 6-plane formation since 1958. From the right, at 200 miles per hour, the slow-speed Delta flat pass. All 5 wingmen maintaining position as they slowly pass over center point.
Aren't they? Oh, and coming up next, the exciting conclusion of the Blue Angels flight demonstration routine. Stay with us. A special thank you to our partners, Alaska Airlines, Boeing, Home Street Bank.
Your United States Navy Flight Demonstration Squadron represents a time-honored tradition of pride, professionalism, and excellence spanning 110 years of naval aviation. The 2021 team takes a great deal of pride in saluting Navy and Marine Corps aviators, maintenance crews, and support personnel everywhere. From the left, your 2021 Blue Angels.
Over the last hour, we've given you a preview of what you'll see when the Blue Angels return to the Boeing Seafair Air Show in 2022.
And while we all wish that this year's Seafair included the Blue Angels, don't you worry. We've got plenty to do. Wonderful online activities and videos at seafair.org.
And we hope you make plans to attend the 2022 Boeing Seafair Air Show so you can see the Blue Angels fly in person. Thanks for watching.
And of course, we hope to see you next year. Bye-bye.